What's going on, y'all? One Piece chapter 1178. We left off with an amazing end of the last chapter with Usopp giving his speech on the warriors of Elbaf and Luffy, and then getting wrecked by Imu Gonku, whatever. And then Luffy coming in at the end, being like, Brook, Usopp, I will avenge thee, basically. So let's see if that is the case. And if Luffy's really going to avenge his boys right here, let's get right into it. Drop any thoughts that you have down in the chat or the comment section down below. And let's go. One Piece chapter 1178. Fading Nightmare. Okay. And we got a cover request by Nana Kaunita. Kid being chased by a bull in a bullfight. And this man is really, he running. And that bull's right on his ass. Now let's get right into this chapter, yo. I feel like I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. We start the chapter off. Hey, Luffy, Jinbei says. And Luffy and Loki confront Gunko. Okay, let's see. What? Usopp, Brook, take care of them. And Luffy drops off Usopp and Brook to get them out the way because he knows something serious about to go down. What the hell happened over there? Need a hand? Frankie says. If things get worse, yeah. But you guys better stay a little further back. Yeah, because real serious endgame people about to be throwing hands right now. Because Loki's going to start wrecking everything. Yeah, that's facts. That's the pot calling the kettle black, huh? Sanji says. Sanji could be over there. I feel like Jinbei could too, to be quite honest. I feel like they could be potentially at least helpful. Whereas, you know, Frankie, I don't know, Nami, I don't know. Brook and Usopp got wrecked, obviously. So, let's keep it going. A ship from the Giants was sighted many years ago, and its captain was of extraordinary size. However, those who moved while hiding within the deep fog targeted only world government ships and struck them down. Okay, yes. So I've been waiting to find out about what happened when Loki left Elbaf and was like basically a pirate for a period of time. And it makes so much sense. But anyway, we have giant ass Loki in his Nidhogg form about to do a lightning blast breath. Excuse me. I'm gonna reread this little excerpt from Imu Gunko just because I want to really intake it here. A ship from the Giants was sighted many years ago, and its captain was of extraordinary size, which Loki's really big even for a giant. However, those who moved while hiding within the deep fog targeted only world government ships and struck them down. And this is obvious because obviously he one of Loki's biggest beefs is with the world government because of what they did to his pops. Anyway, boom, big ass blast of lightning. Luffy comes back. I'm the one who's gonna blow her away. Meanwhile, at the same time, okay, so clearly he completely missed. There were reported sightings of a giant flying creature. She got away. Where is she? She's so tiny. So because Loki's ginormous, you know, it's a double-edged sword. He's huge, so obviously all of his attacks are going to be big, but it's also hard for him to see something that's small like Imu Gunko flying around. Those rumors were being told as if they were true. I see. It makes sense now. She's over there. How dare you do that to Usopp? And to Brook? What? And okay. Oh! Luffy's like super shocked because he was about to go and attack him, but there's like something black coming out of Gunko's body now. I'm gonna assume Imu's leaving, and we're gonna see Imu in his real form, maybe. But Luffy's eyes are coming out of his head. And yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's going on. Something came out of her. It would be, I'm a little bit surprised by this because I didn't think that Luffy would see the true form of Imu maybe for another arc or so. But anyway, something came out of her. It would be most fitting if you were all simply to disappear, just as rocks did. A quarrel in exchange for a certain portion of your lifespan. I grant you even greater strength. Oh, What's going on here? Oh, he about to try and Dami Reversi them. In exchange of all that, as Luffy and Loki get stabbed through, you shall hate each other, Domi Reversi. And he used it on the two of them. And both of them are like, ... Okay. It didn't work. They ate that for some reason. Excuse me. What did you just do, huh? That didn't even hurt. What an annoying little thing. Hey, you there. You mentioned rocks earlier, didn't you? Just as expected. You two really are. Gamu Gamu no. Anyway, now it's even smaller. I can't fight like this. Kurikiri. And Luffy's coming in with his big black fist. And we just get a close-up of Emu's eyes. Don Gatling! And he's boop, 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 boop. Ragnar. And the squirrel turned into that big-ass hammer. He goes back to his regular form because it's just easier to deal with Emu when he's not huge. And he says, get out the way, Luffy. Which I'm surprised he's even saying that since he freaking hit him with a lightning blast breath like last chapter. Whoa, wait. And Luffy's like, oh shit, I'm actually still in the way right now. Emu has a bunch of holes going through them, but I feel like he's just going to regenerate. You know what I'm saying? Niflheim! And he, boom, drops the hammer. Oh! But they use like some kind of force field barrier type thing. That's kind of cool. Whoa! So that's how you do things, huh? But I wasn't done beating her up yet. And just like that, Luffy's done. Gear 5 is done. Jeez and ages. All right. No idea who that is. this is Loki talking. Still, I guess that was the fastest way to finish things. Oh, to finish this. And I ended up getting way too big myself. Okay. Fisherman Village, Elbaf. Okay, I'm confused about what's going to happen here. I feel like this is not going to be the end of this. It wouldn't make sense for it to be. But anyway. We've got to put this fire out fast. So now we're back by where the big fire is. Sure, that bastard Loki took down those monsters, but cleaning up this mess is going to be a nightmare. Now we cut over to Hunter Village. They said Loki wasn't the one who killed King Harold. I feel bad for doubting that before, but just look at this. Aside from that, he's always causing us trouble. I mean, hey man, he's trying to save the island right now, so y'all should just shut the fuck up. Keep the rain coming, Zeus. Let it pour. And Zeus is taking care of the fire anyway, so you know, get off Loki's nuts for a second. Umigumo, Ippon Ziaho. And Jinbei uses his water to also try and take out the fire. The Odyssey has its limits, you know, Lilith says, as we go to the next page, what we got going on. Western Village. So we're just kind of getting little updates on how everything else is kind of wrapping up around the island. And then I'm sure the chapter is probably going to swing back over to Luffy and Loki towards the back end. I think it's over, right? We managed to turn them back to white. That regeneration didn't help them at all. Forgive us, chiefs. We got swallowed up by that evil. So the giant warrior pirates that were Dami Reversi'd already got basically killed by Dory Broggy, Hajrudin, and Zoro and Stanson. And so now they're back to normal. Damn you, chiefs. Or there's still a couple that aren't all the way there yet. How dare you? There are 2 or 3 left, right? All right, leave them to me. Zoro wants to get the finishing blow. Yeah, and he does oh, it's Chopper that's gonna do it? Yeah, Chopper, let that chopper ring. You feel me? And so Chopper takes care of the last couple himself, it looks like. And the demons are leaving him. Okay. And Zoro, what did you do? I don't know either, but when I punch them, they snap out of that demonic transformation. Chopper? Chopper? Could it be because you're such a great doctor? Zoro's retarded, yo. I can't. I'm not happy at all. When you compliment me like that, you idiot. That's gotta be it, Zoro. Amazing. Ga ba 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 ba. No, I think it means that something on a deeper level. I feel like this means that Chopper does have some kind of god fruit, similar to Loki and Luffy. And that's gonna be the reason why the Domi Reversi didn't work on them. I don't think it's just anybody that has a devil fruit. It could be, but I feel like it's the specific devil fruits that they have. I feel like I need to go back to the chapter where Frankie discovers like the big mural that talks about the Void Century, and see if there's something that kind of resembles Chopper on there. I'm gonna have to do that. But anyway, let's continue. I don't know, but when I punch them, they snap out of that demonic transformation. Could it be because you're such a great doctor? I'm sorry, I had to read that again. It was funny. But anyway, are we done here? What about the others? Hushruden says. Yeah, like let's get back to business, y'all. Cut to the next chapter, and not the next chapter, the next page. No signs of entry in the artisan's village. However, the fire's still spreading. No enemies in the alcohol village either, but the fire continues. Okay, so it seems like the fire is gonna be like the last thing that's kind of keeping this going outside of Emu himself. It seems like the God Knights have, for the most part, been taken care of at this point. Put out any fires wherever they're still burning. Also, confirm whether the demons are dead or not, and where they are. Back at the Owl Library, Saul, Robin says, what does this mean? Saul says, okay, so what is going on? You can clearly tell there was a fire too, but there's no signs of any burned books, and the shelves are completely empty. And Biblo the owl isn't here either. So what, the owl was working with him? Yeah. But wait, let's not lose hope. What if he escaped with the books? I hope that's the case. But then, where is Biblo now? Ever since the counterattack began, so we cut back to Sanji and Frankie. Ever since the counterattack began, things moved pretty fast. But it's not like we were fighting some massive organization or anything. Even if they were Knights of the Holy Land, there were only 3 of them, which is kind of what I was thinking at the beginning of the Elbaf arc. Now, if Shamrock was here also, you know, I feel like he would have kind of wrecked most of the Straw Hats, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, still, just 3 people managed to throw all of Elbaf into chaos. What happened to Imu-sama? Or Kilimanjaro's thinking this to himself. Anyway, killing him, I know. But I like calling him Kilimanjaro. Sorry, my alarm. Anyway, at the edge of the western village, and we get a nice little wide shot here. Something's going on. What is this? It looks like a footprint, kinda. Like a big footprint. Damn it! But thump. And it's what's this guy's name? Summers. His face was chopped in half. There's like a heart. His heart, he's like in pieces. It's funny. It reminds me of Law when he was chopping people up in Punk Hazard. But anyway, come on, get over here. He's trying to get his head back together. He does. Back at Luffy's side, Loki, I need food. Just go to the village yourself. I'm not going over there to get it. And what's with that appearance? Squirrel, I need food. And Ragnar's just like, Kariri. Okay, so Emu, inside of this big barrier or encasing, whatever he's in, it looks like ice in the black and white. We get a little sound effect. Whoop. And it's like he disappeared for some reason, like he teleported. Oh, and we cut immediately to the Holy Land, Marijwa. Pangea Castle, Chamber of Flowers. Are we going to see how it is that Emu is able to kind of like teleport like this? Gorosei. Yes, Emu-sama. Mu shall withdraw from the Holy Land for a brief time. Withdraw from the Holy Land? Is Emu's destination that place? And the chapter ends. Okay, that was an interesting chapter. I wanted to get a little bit more about what's going on here at Pangea Castle, but in this shot that we get of the Holy Land, you can see that there's a lot of destruction that was going on in the foreground. So I'm curious who it is that's causing this destruction in the Holy Land. And when Mu says that she's because I don't know, this is a different translation than what I'm used to this week. Mu shall withdraw from the Holy Land. I'm curious to see what the Viz translation actually says for this line, because this can have a lot of different meanings depending on what the real context is. This was a cool chapter. This is kind of more of a transitionary chapter, if anything. I feel like Oda kind of blue-balled us a little bit at the end of the last chapter to give us this one next. But let me know your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'm going to be dropping a video on my 10 predictions for the upcoming Hunter x Hunter chapters up next. And yeah, have a beautiful weekend and thank you.